playground!
Hooray!
SBK!
Bangers, welcome to episode 2 of the SBK show. I'm your host, SBK, Soul Brother Kevin. SoulBrotherKevin.com is my domain. It's where you have access to me. It's where I put all of the information that's relevant to Soul Brother Kevin. And I've already said my name too much. Want to thank everybody for listening. I want to thank you for pushing like 2 buttons to have access to this show. It's really not that hard. We will get into that. We will get into a lot of things. But first, let's get into this. Gotta say, I was really blown away with the amount of people that downloaded the first episode of the Soul Brother Kevin show. Scratch that. The first episode of the SBK show. Two different things, okay? And the first show is not what the show is going to be about. That first show was, I was gone for 2 weeks, and you want to know what happened? What happened was... And so I wanted to give you a little bit of that, as always. But we're going to kind of feel this thing out. I'm going to have to feel exactly how I want to operate. And I have to tell you, that's a freedom that I have that I haven't really thought that much about. And I'll tell you why. I'm in the middle and have been in the middle, if it's not obvious, of burnout. And what burnout looks like is me. If you see a picture of me right now, I look burnt out. I look like a guy who has been in the game for 20 years. And by the game, I mean the game of talking, giving an opinion, putting your opinion out there, not backing down, not really giving a fuck what anybody thinks, but doing that under the confinement of a corporation, which are beholden to certain sponsors and certain things that they want to operate. And you have to do the best job of being you in those parameters. And I think for 20 years, I was able to do that. Trust me. I wasn't around in radio for 20 years because, look, I don't know what the reason was, but I can tell you what the reason wasn't. It wasn't because I had a bunch of people who necessarily understood me and what uniquely I brought to the table and how I operated the way I did. I mean, I never really got in trouble in radio, maybe a couple times, but not like in the ways that you think. Not in the ways that people talk about in the sewing circle, kind of like a bitch-like culture. Was just like a bunch of people just me, and you think you know, and you just kind of go on, and you feel it's almost like entitlement, but in the sense of you feel like you know because you've listened so much. And you connecting dots that ain't even dots. Like one thing is a dot, another thing's a dot, but the other is a straight up turd. And you connecting dots to turds. And now you have a mess, my friend. You have a real mess when you really think you know. And I did a good job in 20 years of radio of not killing it for people. Now, if you really got to know me and you keep messing around, I'll tell you the truth. And when I tell you the truth, it's going to make you look differently at some of your favorite radio personalities. It may affect what you want to listen to. But there's some things that I want to get into in episode 2 of SBK, the SBK show, the podcast, that I didn't get into in the first episode. And this was brought to my attention because the first episode was entitled, What Happened? I should have called it, What Happened, Bruh? But I didn't. I just called it What Happened. And when I sat down and I pressed record, I don't like edit it or anything. You hear me mess up, I mess up. Just like live radio. When I sat down to record it, I had every intention of making sure that when you finish listening, you actually knew what happened. But a couple of people, more than a couple, pointed out that I got so in my bag with all my SBK-ness that I literally said, you want to know what happened? Here's what happened. And then I told you something totally different. Man, that's not what I was trying to do. I wasn't trying to string this along for episode 2, or let's say this shit in French, episode 2. I wasn't trying to string it along for the duh. I was trying to tell you what happened. But I had so much on my mind from 2 weeks of not talking, 2 weeks of not paying attention to the news, 2 weeks of honestly ignoring your emails, your tweets, your Facebook comments, and really trying to figure out if I even wanted to do this. Doing radio, I was cool doing that, and I knew what that was for all the good, bad, and the ugliness of it. But doing this thing, which you think, man, you do a radio show, man, you can do a podcast, 2 totally different animals, 2 totally different beasts. Yeah, talking's talking. I know talk is cheap. It's free on the radio because it's hosted by a company that wanted me to keep you entertained enough to listen to commercials. But on a podcast side, it's totally different. Podcast side is purely controlled by the listeners and listeners' support. And support is a lot of things. Support is subscribing to the podcast on iTunes. Support is giving it 5 stars. 4 won't do because this thing is kind of like all or nothing. If you don't get 5, which is an A, then you get an F. Leaving a comment. And a comment doesn't have to be some long thought out thing with $20 Scrabble words. A comment is great show, great podcast. I love it. SBK, you the man. That's a comment. I love this podcast. Hey, I don't agree with everything Kevin says, but I want to support him. 5 stars. That's what that is on iTunes or Google Podcasts. Wherever you consume this, if you are listening to this now, you went through some effort to click on something to respond to a social media message some sort of way. Maybe you went to soulbrotherkevin.com. You know, something that people can't shut down. Can't be shut down unless I don't pay the bill for it. Back to that, talking about support. It's hitting the like button. You know, it's different ways because I'm not a corporate entity. And this basically, if it doesn't produce any sort of revenue, or if I can't get to the point where I can provide you content worthy of you spending $1 or $2 and me giving you more and improving it and elevating it. This is episode 2. I mean, just think of what it would be when I get to episode 1000. In a rhythm, in a format, in a flow, in a pace that's next level, a pace that's worthy of going, wow, look at what this guy did when he got away from the radio, when he got away from a corporation, and he had it in his hands, and he says, look, I have been broadcasting for 20 years. If I can't find X amount of people that are willing to support me and to contribute to my efforts, then what am I doing it for? A glorified hobby? Man, I have more fun talking to myself. I always agree with me. Sometimes I don't, but I don't talk about that. But don't we all have that issue sometimes? Or do we ever check ourselves? I check myself all the time, whether you believe it or not. So I appreciate the effort. I appreciate you jumping through the hoops that you have to jump through to consume me outside of something that if you heard me every night from 6 to 9, I was in your routine some sort of way. But you can't give me both arguments, though. And I'll get to that because I'm going to take some calls. 407-276-0619. That number is on all of my social media. It's in the liner notes for this show. Anytime I give you a link, anytime I give you a number, anytime I give you a reference point, I will make a point to put those in the liner notes so I don't have to keep hammering it and keep reminding you. I will also give you links of how you can support the show and the efforts and watch the show grow. Buy a piece of it. I'm not buy a piece of it. You can't have this shit. This shit mine. But like, a piece of it in the sense of support. Because you could listen to the radio free every night. And if you didn't, radio's still going to be there. You can turn it on right now and it's there. Okay. I'm not there. I'm over here. Over here. Right? Yeah. Nope. Over here. And that requires bandwidth. That requires storage. That requires promotion. That requires equipment. And eventually that's going to require an employee or two to help me build the vision that I want to build. What is that vision? Soul vision. No, it's not that simple. It's not soul vision. Well, SBK Media, LLC, that's the corporate entity that's owned by me. You know, I do whatever I want to do. I'll drop a show right now. I'll drop a show while I'm doing a show. You know what they call that? Dropping a show. Now, I put the first episode out on a Monday. And I plan to give you an episode podcast in this format, audio only. I plan to give you that podcast every Monday. If I don't give it to you on Monday, there is a reason. And it's not because I didn't feel like doing it. It's because something came up, something happened, something really took me away from everything that I promised and everything that I have to do to maintain credibility and to keep your trust, especially if you support it with your time, with your attention, with interacting and parting with said dollar, whether it's $1 or $100 or whatever it is, or whatever you decide to give, whatever, to help keep it going. Because I've been doing this for 20 years, man. And I'm going to tell you, I'm paraphrasing Ice Cube. Ice Cube said he thought he had about 1 million fans out there, and everything after that is gravy. I think I have about, and I know this may sound like I'm lowballing it, 20 years in radio, being on one of the biggest FM talkers in the country when it comes to talk radio format. That's not like hard conservative news, like hot talk, current events, pop culture topics. Funny radio, Real Radio 104.1 WTKS in Orlando. I was there for 15 years. Bone was modeled after that radio station. They've had real radio talent on the Bone. So being on the Bone, which is another successful FM talk station in that format, I feel like I have generated. And then being on 105.5 The Beat in Fort Myers in my radio career, I feel like I have generated a certain amount of a fan base where I can make my own imprint, as I did SBK Media, and put out content building from zero, from right now. This is episode 2. This is as zero as it gets. I feel like I am talented, capable, and savvy enough to do that and make a living off of it. It's not easier, but it's freeing. And I feel like it would be a lot more satisfying. Being beholden to listeners, being beholden to the support of people who believe in me. If I have a sponsor that sponsors the podcast, that's because they believe in me and they want me to communicate the message of their company. And we are business partners, not a talent person at a radio station getting a talent fee. That's robotic. I want to give you some love. I want to massage you. You know what I mean? I want to rub that oil on you. I want to do all of that kind of stuff right there, you know? It's been very lonely during this COVID. It's really hard to love on a woman with a mask on, whether that's a face mask or a penis mask. A rubber's nothing but a mask for your penis. But we're not going to let a little mask get between us now, are we? Now, let's talk about this later. But let's talk about how I do know a lot of business owners. I do know a lot of people I've connected with throughout the years. And there's value that I have to offer. And I could say that this first monologue or segment or rant is sponsored by, boom, this company. I can bring you on. I can talk about your business. I can talk about your baby. And talk about how you do your business and you have a passion, but the bottom line is you do this for bread and meat. If you don't work, you don't eat. I ain't trying to rhyme, but I'm good with it. So what I'm saying is that I will be making efforts to gather sponsors. I will be making efforts to get your support. And I will most importantly be making efforts to improve the format of what I'm going to do. So what it's looking like right now is a format of me coming on, starting the show with a rant, with a all over the board, bouncing around, stream of consciousness, just guys just coming on, all SBKing it up. And then I'll probably go into a story. And then I will go into your Twitter comments, your Facebook comments, your emails, and last but definitely not least, your phone calls. 407-276-0619 is a phone number that's connected to the show. I only used it for the show, and you can call in with your comments, whatever it is you want to say. The good thing is I was always accused of hanging up on people. But since this is a recorded format, you can in long form, well, I mean, I'm editing the damn show, but you can in long form get your statement out to me. I can hear it and internalize it. And trust me, I'll hear it 3 or 4 times with the editing and all of that kind of stuff that I have to do. And then I can offer you a proper response, but I can't interrupt you and I can't cut you off. Why would I put you on to cut you off if I put you in a pre-recorded way? Come on, think this through. What I'm saying is that that's what we can do. Now, what we will add to that, we will add segments on the show that will include topical events, current events, pop culture, kind of the stuff you already know me for. I'm not doing anything, not pulling a rabbit out of the hat, not doing anything anybody else hasn't done on a podcast format. It's just my first time jumping into it, doing it solo after being in radio for 20 years. I should have had a podcast 20 years ago, to be honest with you. That's a whole nother story. But we got to go with what we have now, and that's the present. And we got to push the present into the future, and we can't really dwell on the past. I have never dwelled on the past, except for when it came to my ex and everything that happened to me since I came to Tampa. I felt like I was doomed in Tampa. I mean, I feel like everything that happened was bad. The Bermuda Triangle was around Tampa for me. Good Lord. Woo. Breathe, motherfucker, breathe. All right. So what I want to get to is that your support has always been important to me. And if you continue to support me, I will continue to work. I will do the best that I can do to just be me and be authentic, my genuine self, and just not have to look over my shoulder every time I make a statement. Not have to wonder if I'm going to get a call. Not have to wonder if I have to explain to someone who doesn't understand me, my point of view, my comedy, the totality of my experiences. You just think I'm Superman because I tell you something bad happened and I can come back in and yuck it up again the next night. Yo, that's like burning a candle from both ends and the middle, my friend. That right there, that's horrible. It's not the worst times of my life. You've heard me entertain people. But that shit kills you slow. And sometimes it kills you faster. And sometimes it manifests itself into real life ailments, high blood pressure, stress, heart disease, everything that affects black folks. I got everything but the sickle cell, and I'd have seen it all but Jesus. And I ain't trying to see him today or tonight. But I need Satan to be behind me. But don't push me. Okay, because I'm close to the edge. Here is what we're going to do. Now, I really don't want to dwell on old stuff. But what I did realize, and it was pointed out to me a couple of times, people were like, yo, you didn't really answer the question of what happened. I thought I did. And like I said, that was my intention. But hey, I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. Damn. What do you want? Oh, I know what you want. You want something that I find to be weird. Let's talk about that for a minute. Let's unpack that for a second. Is it about me and what happened to me? Or is it about you? I'm totally confused. But we're going to straighten it out. Okay, so let's do this because I haven't really done this. I am on Twitter at The Soul Brother. And I went back to my post. My post saying goodbye to radio was something very obscure. It was a 50 Cent lyric from, what's the name of the show is on Stars Network. It's Raising Canaan. And it's loosely based on 50 Cent's life. The theme song of the show, I believe it's called Part of the Game. And radio is nothing but the game, bro. And I've been in the game for 20 years. And I love 50 Cent. And this song, the quote of the, hold on. The chorus of the song, I've been singing it like forever. It just spoke to me like maybe about 2 months worth of whatever. So it's like, this is what I put on when I was informed that I would no longer be on the bone. We're going to talk about how you can call that what you want to call it. But it was the first thing I thought. I could have put this long, drawn out, and when, woe is me, and whatsoever I'm going to do now. You done run me off from here. I guess I'll pack up and leave. Weezer got to find another radio job. Not me, bitch. Okay. Nah, bro. I said to myself, the next time I find myself separated from a radio station, I'm going to do my own thing if I'm going to broadcast. I'm going to start from zero. And whatever it's going to be up to me. Whatever it's going to be, I'm going to build it with my own damn hands. And you ain't going to be able to break that. And you ain't going to be able to stop that. Because I won't eat. I won't sleep. I'll keep on pushing the pod until it's just solidified and hard. Not trying to rhyme, but I'm trying to rhyme now. Here is what I put the next day. This was my thank you to Tampa. This is how I internalize it. This is what I wanted to say. I'm going to say it, then I'm going to play it. I know heartbreaks, setbacks. Bitch, if I crap out, I'm sure I will get it back. I've been through the ups and downs. You know, I get around. So to me, it's all a part of the game. That's it, man. The game is the game. You know, one twirl of the dice, one spin of the roulette wheel. You coming up with everything or you going down. I'm putting it all on the line. I gave it up every day. I never took a dive. I gave the same energy to 10,000 in the crowd that I do one-on-one in the elevator, man. You're going to get it all. And you're probably going to get too much. Because a dab of SBK is really plenty. Never heard one that could rock so many. Not trying to rhyme. Here's that 50 Cent.
I know heartbreaks, setbacks. If I crap out, I'm sure I'ma get back. I've been through the ups and downs, you know I get around. So to me, it's all a part of the game.
Now, if you didn't hit a 50 Cent, that's because you probably heard this on YouTube. So here's how this worked. I can't play copyrighted music on YouTube. So whenever there's music in the background, you won't hear it. That's why I don't have a crazy, catchy intro on YouTube because, well, I don't have a crazy, catchy intro anywhere, but I'm going to make one. Just didn't know. Now the rhyme scheme's different because it's not the Soul Brother Kevin show. It's the SBK show. You can't be like, it's the SBK show. Now you can't even do it. You have to. It'll come to me like it always comes to me. I spit that one out in 5 minutes before I started the show, and I'll spit this one, well, more like 10 minutes. And I did it at home, then I sent it to Sean. He put some sprinkles and ice some sprinkles on it and then whipped cream and stuff and a cherry on top. And it's the Soul Brother Kevin show, you know, that kind of thing. He did that, but now he's rested in power. I'll be doing another one like I did it before. I can do it all day. I just never really had time to get in my production bag because I was in my head with my thought bag to be able to give you 3 hours of content. Whether anybody else was bringing anything to the table or ready to talk, I had to make it happen, brother. I had to make it clap. So you will hear a different version of the show, slightly different of the same thing you're hearing now on my Patreon. And I already have my first Patreon episode recorded. I will be promoting that on my social medias, but I want to get to this. It's amazing I get to anything once I get to talking. And then you get that diarrhea of the mouth. And that's all over the place, brother. Good Lord. You understand? That's why I'm single. You can't really talk to a woman with a scatterbrain. But man, you know, one man's scatter is another man's poo-poo platter. Here's the deal. I'm going to read some of these after that quote by 50 Cent that I put as my thank you Tampa, hashtag thank you Tampa, you know, for all the support, for all the love, all the kidneys, like all of the everything. I'm just going to go down rapid fire style, and I'll stop at some of them. And some of them I'll read and I'll give you a reply to them, and some I won't. I won't be saying the names on a lot of them because I'm just trying to get it through to let you know what I didn't see in the last 2 weeks and what I'm trying to catch up with now. This is Twitter at Soul Brother to my thank you Tampa quote with the 50 Cent lyric that I just played that you didn't hear on YouTube, but you heard it on every other platform and especially on my Patreon. Mark Carr, first person I met as a fan. One of the first people I met when I came to Tampa at some event. He came there. We talked. I was leaving, but I saw him in the parking lot, dapped it up, talked to him. He was a cool dude. Always been cool. Shout out to Mark Carr. He says, you will be greatly missed. Thank you, SBK. Somebody else, what's up? What? From Dominic Fabiscus. What? Yeah, bruh. I'm gone. Trucker Tony, you the man, Kevin. Time for the next chapter, 10-4. What else do I have? Yes, like you told me on the phone early today, this was just a push off the diving board. The radio world's loss is my world's gain. Man, Trucker Tony swear I'm gonna be a truck driver. He crazy. Let's see. Like a wise man once told me before, life will find its way to push you forward, and we'll be waiting for at SBK Live. SBK Live, wow, was not only on my old show and podcast. Man, I lost that Twitter account and I won awards for that. It was crazy. Well, I guess it's time to uninstall the Bone app. Come back to Orlando. We need you here and appreciate you. Me leaving the Bone has nothing to do with whether you listen to it or not. If I'm not there and you don't listen to the Bone anymore, then it means you were just listening for me. Why don't you just come to soulbrotherkevin.com and listen to the podcast? I don't understand it. That's the part I don't understand. So it has nothing. It's one thing has to do with other stuff, and one thing has to do with me. I'm me, and I'm over here now. So why don't you just come over here? I know you got to push some buttons. Then somebody says, oh, piss jug. First Spice Show, now SBK. The Bone ruined nights again. Funny little thing, when they were putting a Spike show together, they asked him what did he want his show to be like. And he said, I want it to be like SBK Live. That was my nighttime show in Orlando. Isn't it weird how things kind of happen like that? Those are facts. Stay up, good sir. We will see you soon. I have no idea how you knew that you would see me soon. You're the only reason why me and my old man listen to anything on the Bone. I'm done. Once again, it's not about what you're done with. It's about what you're embracing that's new that you have an opportunity to support. Bro, WTH, what is going on? An ending, which is really a new beginning. My 6 p.m. isn't the same anymore. Nope, neither is mine. Neither is my 15th and 30th. They're not the same anymore. But let me tell you what. I will be doing something soon that will start at 6 o'clock. I need a live fill. I'm going to start doing a daily a daily show, a daily live broadcast on YouTube. I'll give you details on that as it comes together. I'm putting it together now where I'll be live and I'll be in the moment, and you can call if you have the wherewithal to figure out how to push like one button and then you can hear it again, just like you did when I was in studio. People be killing me with this shit. First they say radio's dying, nobody listens to the radio. Then they say, I'm gonna stop listening to the radio and get back to my podcast. What? Well, what are you listening to if you're not listening to the radio? If you can listen to the radio, you can push a button or two and you can find my podcast. And it's every damn where. It's literally everywhere, but mostly SoBrotherKevin.com. SBK, you kept me laughing, thinking, and saying fingers nightly. Appreciate everything you did. What? No, cannot be true. Yes, it can be true. And don't get me started on other things that are true. What's going on? No way. The station, the Fox News, the radio. So yeah, does not surprise me. Your statement makes no sense. I'm answering your question while I'm answering these. Your statement makes no sense because two things. My show didn't suffer from a lack of performance, which means I had ratings. I had sponsors. I was bringing in revenue. Had nothing to do with it. So if that's the line that you're going down, if that's what you think, if you thought it was because of my political views or my outspokenness or not liking the president or not liking DeSantis, that has nothing to do with it. Do you know how hard it is to have a number one radio show? It's one of the hardest things you can do in radio and talk radio when you're competing against everything, including your nagging wife. Best show on the station, and for all of Tampa radio for that matter, you have an army of automatic listeners. An army? I'd rather have a navy or a militia, a well-organized militia, basically. I'd rather have them, who will follow you and crush the competition. Love you, SBK. Stay strong. Who am I competing against? Who am I competing against? I guess anybody that has a mouth that are talking to ears. Right. Yeah, I guess so. But I don't need you. We don't need to crush the competition. I just need you to push a button. Just support me when I broadcast, consume the podcast. Just like you get apps. There's a million podcast apps. You just push one. I'm there. I'm on iTunes. You got an iPhone? I'm on iTunes. Goddamn. You got Android? I'm on the Google Podcast. Goddamn. I'm on TuneIn Radio. I'm on iHeart. Goddamn. I'm wherever you need me to be. All you gotta do is push button. Okay? That's all you have to do. Ben says, damn it, I'm fucking sad and angry. Kevin, your show is the only one I truly looked forward to. Keep us posted on your next move. Might be time to fire up a Patreon. I'd buy in. Gotta have my SBK hashtag in you. Now that's what I'm talking about at Ben Renner. That's what I'm talking about. It's simple support. And then at Mattis Cabin, that's Cabin Boy. Damn shame. Yeah, all right. Damn shame, Cabin. It's a damn shame you ain't my first sponsor. Give me some of that real estate money, boy. Come on, Cabin Boy. See, some people, they go out there, they conquer the world, they become millionaires, they get themselves a black wife, and then they don't holler at you, boy. I know you'll land on your feet because of your talent. I look forward to your next endeavor. Fingers, I appreciate that at Jay Beaverton. But let me tell you about talent. I got talent, and I'm at the house. Talent can kiss my ass, but talent can't pay my bills. Land on my feet. I was never on my feet. I was never on my knees. And I was never on my back. If you ever listen to me, you know how I gave it up. You know how I got down. So it wasn't like that. At Shaolin912, come home, SBK. Orlando misses you. Tallahassee missed me more. And I chose family over everything. So at the end of the day, as long as I got my family, I'm going to be good. Figuring this part out is the easiest thing I can do. All I can do is crack the mic, be me, and let the chips fall where they may. And you know what? If they fall one way, if they fall the other, praise the Lord. Allahu Akbar. Dang, that sucks. I enjoyed listening. Good luck. What does that mean? You done listening? You're not going to try to find me? I'm just gone? You're just not going to just do anything? You're just going to tweet and just leave? All right. At Pete Doogie says, this sucks, SBK. You added a different perspective from the other shows, and that was cool. Good luck on your next endeavor. I appreciate that. Wasn't different to me. Their perspectives were different. I was just being myself. What the fuck? Nobody standing up for you? SBK sucks big time. Who's going to make us laugh now? I'll wait for your return. Keep us posted. Peace. Yeah, I'm on a big vacation. It's called you don't come back. You don't come back. It ends. It sneaks up on you, taps you on the shoulder, and it's over. And it could be over regardless of what you think's going on and the reason. Wasn't because of ratings, and it wasn't because of me being outspoken about someone who will be unnamed. Talking about the pussy boy. Nah, it's never that. It's been real, SBK. Good luck on your next chapter. Y'all act like I'm dead. This 50-year-old white man really liked your show, Kevin, and I'm gonna miss you a lot. You deserve better. Tampa Talk Radio lost a great voice. I am not dead, you 50-year-old white man. Oh, sorry. 50-year-old white mom. Bro, if I can get a couple more 50-year-old white moms to be feeling stuff, bro, I would have never went anywhere. But who knows? I was number one when I was let go. Happened to me twice now. You know why? Wrong time slot. Your voice and perspective will be missed. Best of luck. SoBrotherKevin.com, bruh. Then I get a no, then a question mark, then a what happened. Stop in on Tom and Dan soon. The BDMs miss you big time. Hey, truer words have never been spoken. The BDM is awesome. So, was this an Honor Homo radio situation? Or just decided you weren't needed anymore? Usually, the not needed anymore type is just an unrenewed contract. Man, you are so far off. I wish I could give you your tweets back. I wish I could. You and the person that liked that tweet. Who was it? I wish they would show the pussy boy who liked this kind of tweet, because it's a horrible tweet. Truly one of the greats. Always entertaining. I'm starting to have a different opinion on people's opinion when they praise me. I've never really had, you'll see. It kind of, here's how I look at it sometimes. When someone praises you and your outcome is different from the praise, instead of me accepting the praise, I look at the outcome and go, what is the praise? What's the value of the praise if the outcome doesn't match up? That might be selfish, but that's how I've always looked at it. But, you know, if you read enough of these tweets, the good, you got to believe the bad as well. WTF, bro, I listen to your show every night on replay, but they already scrubbed it. What the hell happened? Obviously, I'm not there, bro. I'm not there. And you just dug up something. Let's see. Wait. What the hell happened? I missed the beginning of your show. Someone please fill me in. Well, no, you missed the end of it because it wouldn't begin with them. That's just not how it works. When you're gone, you're gone. And after you're gone and they close that door, then the people to address are not me. I didn't get. Now, if I quit on the air, if I left like a net of the mood setter and say, I ain't going to be setting the mood around here no more, go to break. No, I didn't do that. So you're addressing the wrong. Well, what happens after you leave? I have no idea because I don't work there anymore. How would I? That's not a problem for me. My problem is finding another opportunity. But you know what? Instead, I decided to thug it out and create an opportunity. Oh, this sucks more than the pandemic. The phone screener was the demise of your show. He wouldn't let anyone on the air to jar up the community dialogue. Sorry, SBK. Sorry, SBK. Totally sucks. Absolutely. No. You're wrong again. Had nothing to do with the phone screener. Unless you're talking about Spike. Your dialogue was smart and well thought out. Again, this sucks. Most of the time it was not thought out. That's just me off the dome. Not the bone. I'm off the bone, but I'm usually off the dome. And I was off the dome when I was on the bone. Crazy. Onward and upwards. Yo, is this an inside joke? You will be back just like Jason and Mike Myers. Seriously, wish you nothing but the best and thank you for keeping it real. Listen to you later. That was funny. That cracked me up at Jump the Taxi. Going to miss your show, man. You guys got me through some very tough times this past year. Hope to hear you back on the radio soon. We'll follow. Thanks for the good debates and laughs. Oh, no, thanks, man. Glad. That's actually one of the biggest compliments that you can get as a broadcaster, that someone took the time. Time is more important than money. Time is the last thing that we have to bargain with. Attention is the last thing we have to bargain with. If I could get your attention for a minute, that's priceless. For me, I get paid in the tweet I just read. Your show got me through some rough times. Man, bro, lady, bro, if you ever listen to me on the radio and I made you laugh and I made you not think about, if you're in your car, whatever you driving from or whatever you driving to, if I could take your mind off of that for a minute, if you were at work and having a hard day, rough time, things weren't going your way, you wasn't getting the breaks you needed, you were working a job and a job underneath you, actually, where you had more talent, this word again, talent. I don't get talent. I don't get it. I don't get it. Because there's guys that are employed that don't have it. And there's guys unemployed that do have it. There's guys unemployed that have it and you hadn't even seen a tip of it. I was in radio 20 years and I have not even come close to doing my best radio. But hey, your loss is my gain because I'm building this thing now. I ain't mad at you. Got nothing but love for you. Do your thing. Can't be mad at me. You and Burke were a match made in heaven. Me and Burke had some good time. Fingers, what happened? What do you think happened? It's over. This sucks. Hope you hear you again soon. You can hear me right now. What do you think I'm going to do? Sit around at home talking to myself? No. I'm going to create a podcast. Duh. But everybody got a podcast. My lawn man got one. I told him about podcasts last week, and he shot me a link to his podcast. It's literally him on a lawnmower cutting grass for 8 hours. And I was like, yo, you need to turn your mic up a little bit. And he was like, what? What? Can't hear you. Sucks to go. You, Mo, and JR and Dizzy was just like real guys shooting the breeze. Something I missed since moving down here. You guys were great together. They're still together. It's just like I went on a long vacation. Good luck, your future endeavors. These are getting old now. I want to find something different here, but there's so many of them. Best of luck. Listen to you every day. Oh, man, love your show. Please keep us updated. If you do a podcast or something, you will be great on YouTube. YouTube is coming at Marjorie Latour, if that's your real name. That sounds like your stripper name. Gonna miss you so, Brother Kevin. Hopefully you'll be able to stream your show wherever you land. Not looking to land anywhere. I'm looking to build some land. This is crap. Good luck. Oh, must prefer... No the bone must prefer no seasoning in whatever dishes they serve. Smiley face down. Damn, son. Good luck with whatever's next. Appreciate that, man. That's real. Just a damn, son. This seals the deal. On the bone, I'm out. The only show we've listened to. Not true. Not true at all. Been listening to you since Orlando. Hope you can. What? The hell? Not cool. Really love the show. What? No one consulted me. I want you here. Come to Houston. Houston already has problems. You don't need the soul, brother. Okay. I'm getting a common theme here. Oh, here we go. Good. Here is a good one. At Stoned Insomniac. I enjoyed the show. It was rare to have all the cast members present for a full week or even a show, including Kevin. He missed so many shows at the end and blamed Cox Technology. I feel eventually someone noticed Kevin was getting paid an awful lot not to be there. Now that I'm thinking about it, too often the show returned from a commercial with Mo and JR asking if Kevin was still there, the equipment working, only for Kevin to show up 5 to 10 minutes later saying, I was talking to my dad about nothing to have to do with radio. This guy enjoyed the show. That's right. You enjoyed the show. Sorry to read this. This will be a short hiatus. Talents finds a way of bouncing back. Good luck. No, they don't. Not in a corporate structure. Sorry, man. Truly enjoyed your show. You are often able to see both sides of an issue and then make an informed argument. This is a loss for Tampa radio. I always believe that, but hey, other people like, nah, he was mean. He was a angry black man, angry black man. The show would not be the same without you. How could it be? It's the So With the Kevin Show. I can't believe I haven't listened in a while. Turned on the radio a couple of days ago and no Kevin, man. I'm very disappointed, man. You're extraordinary talent, hilarious, and hope you stay in Tampa. Why? So you can't listen to me in a while again? Never again, player. This has to affect me personally. Oh, no. This has no effect on me personally. Remember? Good riddance from, I don't even know what that is. But this person has 2 followers, and he's following 5 people, nobody that I'm following, and they are following the Iron Sheik, Seth Meyers, Leslie Jones, Joe Biden, and Michael Rappaport. This is a fake account that just tweeted something just to tweet something. That is what a troll is. And I'll probably end it with this because I don't see anything else. But I went on too long earlier just talking about reading all of the You the Man SBK. Sorry about that. Now is the chance to join hashtag BTLS. Yeah, let's go over there. I can broadcast with Seth and Anna Hummel, right? Yeah. Okay. I'm in the best situation for me. And if that's never back on a terrestrial radio station again, hey, like the dude said, good riddance doesn't affect me at all. I made the right choice, though. I guess the choice was to what? Pick up the phone and hear the call. Let's see, I've been listening to you in Tampa since you were in O-Town. Static or not, you've been through a lot. Tampa will miss you. Soldier on, brother. I just found out a week ago. Right after I did. I miss hearing your voice on my way home. Okay, now I'm getting tired of me. Man, this is just some like self-fulfilling type of patting yourself on the back type of reading these comments. I'm scrolling them. Didn't really look at them at all. Don't really know what's going on here. Just reading them for the first time, kind of. Miss a day, miss a lot. Didn't listen yesterday, but just heard this morning. So much for somewhat diversity. I enjoyed about the station. Good luck with what's next. I missed it. What happened? Talk bad about Seth, get fired. Right. Because he was there still. So they're beholden to someone who's not there. You get it so twisted, man, that you just say whatever you think happened. And then some guy said, I thought I was the only one to notice. Remember when Seth spontaneously organized a fundraiser for him on the day he made his kidney issues public? I don't know if he is unappreciative of what people did for him or arrogance took over. Remember, the worst show is still on the bone. Man, you, my friend, I can't really, I don't know what your name is here. You, my friend, have it so twisted that you are what the internet was built for. And that is why you're a fake account, because you have 2 followers and 11 followers. And I didn't even give your name I didn't even give your name out, so you're not getting any shine. But if you heard this, you heard this. Definitely can't go out with that one. Seriously, one of the funniest people I've ever heard on the radio. So glad I got to know your voice through Drew's show and then followed along on your own program. I hope you find a new home soon. Radio needs your present. Absolutely best of luck. Can't wait to hear you again. See, so here's what I'm saying. I agree. He will be missed greatly. Okay, here's what I'm saying about that. My point is, you can have talent. You can be good. You can also not survive a budget cut. And really, that's what it came down to. It came down to budget cuts. Had nothing to do with performance. I can assure you that. Ratings are public information. You can go find them out for yourself. It had nothing to do with me being arrogant or forgetting that Seth had organized a... Dude, you think they care about a kidney fundraiser? You really think that I got let go for talking about somebody who quit the station, 2 years ago? You really think that that's what it was? That's the power that be? I'm sorry, man. You're so way off and you're so far off when the truth is really as plain as the nose on your face and all the boogers up your nostril. Sometimes there ain't no big angle to it. If I wasn't what you thought of being arrogant, if I wasn't what you thought of, this and he did, then it wouldn't be shit. I wouldn't be worth a damn on the air. They want people to mix it up. They want people to have the balls to have an opinion, stand behind it, and not back down. Not that they're going to support you if you step in it. Hey, don't step in it. Where is it at? I don't know, but we'll tell you when you step in it. Ooh, you done stepped in it. And then this guy says, ha, 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 bye. Karma's a bitch, isn't it? No. What's the karma? I don't know. I don't know what the karma, what's the karma? Can you explain it? What is it? Oh, here's a guy right here. This guy's great. Even if it was budget cuts, SBK needed to be let go. There were way too many tech issues. The show didn't flow. He was excessively verbally abusive to Spike. His take on gender equality and relationships were offensive and blatantly racist. Oh, man. You know what, my friend? You wouldn't be worth a damn if you didn't take a shot at me without calling me racist. How could I possibly be racist? I'm a black man in America. And that, my friend, was me perusing all of the Twitter comments on @TheSoulBrother for what happened. Did I answer the question yet? Moving on.
Yo, SBK, it's Juggernaut. Just want to congratulate you on the podcast. Just wanted to see how you're doing, from last position. And, just wanted to congratulate you on it. And question, how does it feel to be your own boss and not have to answer to the man, if you know what I mean? All right, later.
You know how I feel, nigga. I'm free, balling out of control, grinding, hitting Brazilian dimes from behind.
Hey, SBK, it's also, sorry leaving another voicemail, but it's also Juggernaut. Also wondering, are you going to be involving two other co-hosts that I know that you are boys with? If you are, I hope they do decide to do that with you. Because back in the day, yeah, not gonna lie, your shit was tight until they fucked you over. Alright, later.
Okay. The Juggernaut, one of my biggest and longest supporters, is referring to Angel and Cabin. Angel and Matt from SBK Live. SBK Live is coming back. We're going to come back under the SBK Media umbrella, and it will be added value. It will be Patreon only exclusive that we're going to do. And hey, it's going to be what it's going to be, but it's going to be what it was. But I just want to say this, man, I never felt like I got fucked over. I never felt like somebody did me wrong. I just felt like it's business, man. And sometimes things don't add up the way you want them to add up. But it's not about getting knocked down. You're going to get knocked down. This is about staying down. And I ain't gonna never stay down. But I never looked at it like I got fucked over. If I did, I wouldn't be able to keep going. So let's keep going.
Hey, yo, SBK, what's good? What's good? It's your boy S. Dot from back in Tampa. You know we used to talk about hip-hop all the time, so I gotta ask, did you catch that versus last night? Big Daddy Kane and KRS, it was off the chain. I know you got an opinion on it because you're a hip-hop head like me, so I need to know who won, Big Daddy Kane or KRS? Peace.
Listen, my dude, my G, my guy. That versus was incredible. I would say about 2 songs into it, I didn't look at it like a versus anymore, and I looked at it like a legendary hip-hop performance concert, if you will, from 2 of my favorite people. I couldn't put them against each other, but if I'm going to play along, I didn't realize that Big Daddy Kane didn't have enough songs for KRS-One, but Big Daddy Kane outperformed KRS-One. I thought KRS-One would literally, I don't know what I expected, but Big Daddy Kane, I thought, put on a better show. I think KRS-One kind of ran out of gas, even though he had more songs. You know, Kane didn't have as many songs as I thought, now that I look back on it. I mean, maybe if he would have went with some deeper cuts and, yo, I know you like I do with the Juice Crew coming out. I really wanted to see Cool G rap. But, yo, man, I really think it would have been beneath Cool G rap to come out on that stage. Anyway, the verses are getting better and better. What do you think about this? I heard about some other, first of all, Busta Rhymes. They got to get somebody has to versus Busta Rhymes, and it's going to be great whenever they do it, however they do it. What do you think about this? I heard about LL Cool J versus Ice Cube. That'll be sick. I love the verses. I wish they would extend that to rock and roll. I wish they would extend that to country. I wish they would extend that to boy bands. I wish they would extend it to Britney Spears versus Christina Aguilera. I mean, like, you can just fill in the dots with what could be really good with a versus type of thing and bring that kind of attitude, because hip hop was like, who's the best, me versus you. Bring that to rock. Maybe that'll bring rock and roll back. Let's have AC/DC versus like I'm saying, like I know a lot of AC/DC. Let's have Guns N' Roses versus Van Halen. Let's see what that's all about.
Hey, Kevin, this is Kay. You know our kind of history, known you for a long time, followed you everywhere, all over the state of Florida. You are an amazing host. I'm just so glad you have started your own thing. You deserve this. You need this. And there's nothing but going all the way up from here. You don't have to worry about restrictions. It is all you. And I tell you, I love you. Is just I'm just so happy for you. And this is what you deserve. So just got a question. Where do you see your show going in the next few years? From my point of view, I see you going all the way up and going big. So I look forward to listening to you tonight and can't wait to hear what you got going on. And trust me, you'll be hearing more from me again. So love you and congratulations. You're the best radio host, Black radio host, period, in the state of Florida. So,
well, thank you. I appreciate you as well, Kay. Here is where I see the show going. I will give one. I want to do a podcast a week, right? And I eventually want that to become 2 podcasts a week, just in a traditional audio only format. I also want to do a daily YouTube live, right? So it'll be me doing a full-on show. Maybe it'll be an hour, maybe it'll be 2 hours. Who knows? I really don't. But I would like to partner up with a creative partner who can kind of run the background, and I can talk and focus on interacting with listeners and callers and getting into the show and the nuts and bolts and not have to push all the buttons. Somebody can do like the graphics. I need to just like partner with somebody who ain't really hungry to be on the mic, so to speak. You know, I don't want to get in a situation where you have someone that claims to be an executive producer and they want to be, I want to be in the background. I don't really want to talk, Drew. And then they just try to like undermine everything that you're doing. You don't want anybody like that, man. No snakes, snake-proof broadcasting. But where I see the show going is I want to do something daily that's live. I want to do content that is free, and then I want to do deeper content that is behind a paywall, like a Patreon, and just sort of evolve the show. I don't see myself getting... Don't lock me into this part. I don't see myself getting like a co-host or anything like that unless that makes sense. I mean, I'll do SBK Live with Cabin and Angel, and then that's going to be what it is. But then I'm looking at, I talked to Crespo about doing something with him. There's some other things I want to get into as far as mixing it up with some of the YouTube people and getting into that world. And I'm really excited about it, but I don't see myself on the solo show bringing on a full-on like co-host and staff. I will say that for SBK Live. What I see me doing is having people that I'm affiliated with and have them chime in doing specially produced segments. I'd like to work with Dizzy again. I'd like to work with JR again. Mo is too great to be on this platform. So, he's been to the pinnacle of radio, so a little podcast definitely is going to be beneath him with my chicken scratch here that I'm rubbing together, whatever you call it. So, okay, I'm just messing around. Good Lord. I'm the one that's unemployed. So, hey, let's just keep it like that. And as long as I'm unemployed, I don't have no boss to answer to. You're right. I'm free. I can do what I want to do as a black man or as any kind of man. All of that freedom is good. But let me tell you what's better. Making a living. Okay.
Hey. I just want to say that was a good show, your first show. I really enjoyed it. So I just wanted to reach out and let you know I enjoyed the show, and I'm very proud of you. All right. Take care. Bye.
I know what you're up to. I recognize that voice, and that is a stalker. Let's go.
So, Brother Kevin, what's good? It's your homeboy, Amsterdam. Glad to see you bouncing back, man. You came through my crib a couple years ago, and I tried to get you to start up the YouTube and get that popping so that you weren't reliant on that big money. Bet you wish you would have listened. But glad to see that you're doing it now. It's not too late. You got a good following. You're a good dude. People support you. Keep the shit going. Fuck the radio, man. That shit is outdated anyway. No one fucking listens to the radio, bro. It's 2021. Podcast, YouTube, straight to consumer. Fucking cut out that middleman. Get all that money, man. Hit me up, bro.
Yo, he's right. I can't lie. Amsterdam was the main dude telling me to get on YouTube years ago. It's not that I don't know about YouTube. It's not that I didn't want to do it. But when you talk good Lord. When you're talking for 3 hours every night and you've given your takes, you've jumped out there and you done said some wild shit. You defended your position on social media. You got all kind of things when you're getting in the mix with people. You don't necessarily feel like you have more to give. If you do have more to give, I don't think you was giving enough to what you were doing. I made a radio, a career, a livelihood out of radio for 20 years. everybody who tried to get in radio didn't get in. Some people did, and they did great at it, and they were able to develop these followings. Now, back to your point. Yes, I should have gotten on YouTube years ago. I can't get around that. If you want to know why I haven't started the YouTube yet, actually, I'm in the process. I'm rebranding everything. I am starting the YouTube, and it's going. The links are in the description, all of that kind of stuff. I still have some content to work out. The reason why I haven't started live yet, and I'm just going to be honest with you. 3 days ago, I was riding down the street. I was drinking a milkshake. You know those damn banana pudding milkshakes that they advertise at Sonic? Yeah, this ain't on my diet. Have no business doing that. Went to Sonic, got a cheeseburger, got the milkshake. Drinking the milkshake, inhaled the cheeseburger. Cheeseburger? What cheeseburger? Cheeseburger gone. Before I even get out the drive-thru. I think I ate it before I even paid the lady. But anyway, cheeseburger gone. Milkshake is thick. Thick like you need a spoon, but like not that thick. Thick like I'll wait on it. And, you got a mean suction through the straw. You can get that milkshake going. I couldn't get it going. Anyway, I was waiting. And as I'm waiting, sucking on the damn milkshake, nothing coming through. Waiting on it to like thaw out a little bit. Breath smelling like onions. I started chewing on the straw, but not like on the side of my mouth. That's stupid. I would be constricting the straw and keeping it from whatever. I was messing around with the straw, like putting it like in between my two front teeth, like with it still open, just kind of like if I were like flossing like a little, and then clap. My tooth repair on my front tooth chipped, and I felt something in my mouth, and I thought it was a piece of the milkshake, but it was something hard, and it was a piece of my tooth that chipped, and I said, God damn. I just did not have the nerve to press record and do video with my YouTube. And then the next day, my benefits stopped and I couldn't get no damn dentist. So I got that back going now. I'm going to get my benefits back. I'm going to get my teeth fixed. I'm going to get my tooth fixed. I know it's not like I don't know. I didn't want to do it, but I was so damn mad. I've been more stressed out about the tooth than losing the gig. To be honest with you, when am I not? Let's go.
Kevin, what's up, man? It's Angel. What you doing, fool? Holler back. I want to be on that podcast. All right, man. I wish you better crush this. I want you to crush this. I can't wait to talk to you. And let's get up, man. Let's take over the world. Peace.
You know, if you would have quit Real Radio when I quit Real Radio, we could have took over the world by now. Man, you scared the hell out of me popping on the phone like that. Anyway, you know what we got to do. We got some unfinished SBK Live business to do. We're going to get that cracking soon. Yes, we will indeed, my brother. Good hearing from you. Actually, I called you right after you left this message. I didn't even know you had left the message. You're like, yo, I'm leaving you a message. I'm like, what? Well, talk to me now. Leave me a message later.
Man, I ain't wasting data to not be played on your podcast. Let me ask you a question. Why do listeners have to or feel the need to diss one personality in order to congratulate another? Why can't they just congratulate the personality and leave the other personality out of it? Why can't two people win at the same time?
You have the time slot now, Mo. You're doing the show. Sound like you got radio employment problems that include a check. I have radio employment problems that don't include a check. How did we both win? What did I win? I just played you on my show, on my podcast. Can you play me on yours? I can't plan this. A tale of two co-hosts. One calls and congratulates me, telling me I need to crush it, telling me what I should do, that I need to have him on as a guest. Let's go take over the world. And another co-host, back-to-back calls. This is how it went down. Calls in and says, hey, man, everybody keeps calling up to congratulate me and diss you. I can't make this shit up. Good luck, Mo.
Hi, this is Susie calling with the Vehicle Service Department.
Fuck off, Susie.
Call rejected.
Yo, what's up, Kevin? It's Tom. Hey, congratulations on the new podcast. You know how I feel about it. I think it's always better to be in charge of your own thing and be in control of your own destiny. And I think this is going to be better for you, man. And if you need anything, let us know. We got to do a show together soon.
Well, Tom, of course, this is Tom from Tom and Dan. Yeah, you would know about all of that freedom and all of that control and stuff right there. You know, we both worked for a weird radio corporation that, man, with all of their money and studies and schematics and computer formulations and all of that kind of stuff, they just couldn't figure certain things out. And we always, as talent, kind of knew something that they didn't know. And that was always funny to me how, man, sometimes they just didn't get it when it was right there in their face. And anyway, yeah. So my thing is, how do you get to the money? You see, the thing is, all of that talent, all of that, working for yourself, and you got the control, you got you could control a whole bunch of no money. So while people are congratulating me, I'm like, what is it that I have? Maybe I haven't realized it yet. Maybe I haven't stepped fully into it. And I think right now, this is the fun part, because really just kind of getting out there and trying to figure out what I'm doing and how I want to do it. And that's that right there. I can't put a price on that, because I can just do what I want to do, how I want to do it. And, maybe I'll get over all of that and start actually doing a show. Come again.
While we're on the topic of radio, I always think it's funny to tell everybody your worst radio promotion, because I think they're hilarious, because I stood in front of a lot of kangaroo gas stations and spinning signs in front of condos and all that shit. Anyway, I think it's funny. I'm going to listen to your podcast and hear your response. Congratulations again. We'll talk to you soon, dude. All right, peace.
Man, when I was in Fort Myers, there was a beer company that had a bunch of money they wanted to give away at a nightclub. And my program director, Joe Mama Johnson at the time, he came up with this brilliant idea that we were going to do a tea-bag contest. And this was like a really ghetto, hole-in-the-wall type bar that was very popular, though. We used to do Crunk Tuesdays, right? We go in there, and we were doing a tea-bag contest. Everybody who had on a tea bag had a chance to win $1,000. When we get there, I'm like, let me see the tea bags. How does this work? Are we gonna have a plate? The girls are gonna have to change into the tea bags, and then they were like, nah, it's not what you think. It's not what you think. And I'm like, what do you mean? It's a tea bag contest, tea bag. And we've been advertising this shit all week, and people calling up, I'm coming, tea bag, and this and that. Man, we get there, the place is packed. The line's packed outside. We roll up. There's some straight killers in the line trying to get in. And, that was back in the day where the line would be long and I could walk to the back of the line and just ask people, hey, hand me $20 and I'll walk you up to the front of the line. See, I could get people in the club. So I would walk to the back of the line and I'd collect about $200 and then bring those people and let them get in and boom, pocket the money. I'm sure that's legal. That's nothing that I did on the air. Okay, that might be shady. What's shadier is that when we get in there are no tea bags. There is a beer company with their, hey, this beer on the front of the shirt. And then there's literally a letter T on the back of the shirt. It was one of the dumbest shits. I still to this day, I don't know how we got, people were so mad. There was guys there to see T-Bags. There was girls that had on T-Bags. Girls started taking their clothes off, dancing on the dance floor in T-Bags, didn't understand what was going on. They're like, look, I got a T-Bag on. Give me the money. It was crazy. We had to run out the back exit. There was another time where same radio station, we had a hip hop concert, and we were supposed to have Pitbull, Ludacris, 3-6 Mafia, Evie Queen, Fat Joe, and Evie Queen was smoking weed backstage. She got arrested, and when she went to jail, the promoter went to bail her out of jail. Then Fat Joe and Ludacris showed up, and the guy wasn't there to pay them, so they said they were leaving, and we had no concert, and we had this girl who wanted to work at the station, and DJ Quest, my co-host and the DJ, we did the night show together. Quest was on stage killing time, and I walked up to Quest and I go, yo man, I just heard Evie Queen got arrested and we're not going to have a show. Quest put on a long record and he started packing his bags up. And this girl that wanted a job at the station, PD said, yo, you want a job at the station? You hired. Now get on stage and tell everybody the concert canceled. And we were like, whoa. And we said, Quest, we were running with bags full of records. This was still when you were spilling vinyl. And people could see us running to our cars that were over a fence. We went through the gate of the fence, then locked the fence. And as we're getting in the car trying to pull off, they knocked down the front barricade, rushed the stage, and as the girl is saying the concert is canceled, and we got the hell out of there, and people were running after his truck. And that was some of the craziest shit that ever happened. Oh, also, did plenty of remotes at beepers and phones, but they didn't sell them. They didn't sell beepers no more. And I used to get on there and be like, yo, I'm at Ann Phones. And they didn't think that was funny. And they kind of shut some down. Then I used to go to the Purple Ringer and do remotes where I would have listeners smoking salvia on the air for prizes. And it's amazing when you kill somebody or get killed or do whatever. Yeah, radio is full of the most ridiculous promotions, but in a kind of cheesy, funny, kind of crazy way, that's kind of what made radio, that it was just kind of wacky and cheesy. Man, I could trade radio stories all day. But yeah, we got to do that Tom and Dad cross promote live on live podcast real soon.
Soul Brother Kevin. What up, Playboy? It's the big homie DJ Quest. Hey, listen, man, I got a debate for you, man. And I want to know your opinion on this, man. Social media is going crazy right now. And they're comparing Drake to Michael Jackson and actually asking who is greater? Who is the greatest? Drake or MJ? I want to know your opinion. I know my opinion. What's your opinion? Who is the greatest? Honestly, I don't even know why they even comparing the two. Drake got a whole lot more work to do before he can be called the greatest or even touch Michael Jackson. Somebody's out of their goddamn mind.
And then just like that, my co-host from The Beat in Fort Myers, DJ Quest, calls in. Yo, the calls are the calls. I let them play in order, and they play. People have called in just the weirdest way that kind of I was able to weave together. Here's the thing, Quest. You a DJ. You know music. You know music way more than I do. I can talk, but you're a DJ. You know music. You make beats. You make music. Here is the thing that you have to realize. Michael Jackson is great, and he is the greatest. And I can say that as a 49-year-old man. But what if you're 18 right now and you've been listening to Drake since you were 12? There's one thing to know about somebody's greatness. There's another thing to not be born in that time. And we don't want to sound too old here, my friend, because we have perspective on both. And I hear where you're coming from. But check this out. I'll just read this to you. I Googled, how many number one songs did Michael Jackson have? And when I was looking through the answers on all of that, I found something else. It was a question someone asked on Google. Who has more hits, Drake or Michael Jackson? It says Drake outranks Michael Jackson in terms of most number one albums, 10 to Michael Jackson's 6. Most top 10 singles, Drake 54 to Michael Jackson's 30. Most consecutive weeks on the Billboard Hot 100, 431. And most Hot 100 entries, period, 258. Drake. I know what you're saying. Thriller. I know what you're saying. Off the wall, entire career is Jackson 5. He could have stopped as Jackson 5 Michael Jackson as a kid and already had bested everybody else's career. I think you have to put time in perspective. When you show a 21-year-old Michael Jackson doing Beat It and the Moonwalk, they didn't have a perspective of going to the store and wanting to Beat It jacket. They didn't have the perspective of waiting all day to watch the Thriller video come on. Now, if you talking about you're DJing and you in the club and you going song for song, man, they're going to tell you to turn that Michael Jackson off at some point. I hate to tell you that. Same time, I'll tell you this. If we, and when I say we, I mean Elon Musk. If Elon Musk builds a ship that goes to Mars and they're able to recreate an Earth-like scenario on Mars, there will be a club. And that club will be playing Michael Jackson. On another planet, they'll be playing some Drake too. Man, y'all better get over this and y'all better give Drake his props, man. You don't have to like him. Now, am I saying he's better than Michael Jackson? To who? To me? No. But if someone was making an argument that he was, and they were younger and they had a different perspective, yo, man, they'll be like, turn off that old music, bruh. Because right about now, you telling your kids about Michael Jackson, man, you might as well be talking about something your parents was telling you about. I tell you, that Chuppy Checker could do the twist. Like, yo, I wasn't there for that. I was here for Splack Pack, scrub the ground. Anyway, Quest, you bugging, man. But I love you and I miss you. And we got plenty of radio war stories. Man, I ain't gonna even say what we used to do on the radio and off the radio. Some of my best radio days down there in Fort Myers. Shout out DJ Quest, the Haitian sensation. Man, that dude kept me alive down there. Good Lord.
What's up, SBK? And longtime listener, I hope you remember me. I'm Mike the Locksmith. I came and opened your car over there at the station in Maitland when you were on middays. I came in SBK Live as a guest. What the hell is Angel listening to? And more importantly, you hooked me up with that NBA All-Star Party VIP bracelet at that hangar party, which I probably got kicked out of. Was not happy about that. Took a few years to get over. Man, I missed the hell out of you. I listened to you in the Tampa show a few times. And man, it just didn't seem to jive as much as like when you were in Orlando. But I listened to the first podcast, just got through with it. It sounded so much more organic. I fucking love it. How the hell can we support you, man? Because podcasts ain't free. Do we subscribe at some point? You got a Patreon? Let us know, because, you know, all of us want to support you, man. Fingers.
And you. Appreciate it, Mike. How could I forget you? You bailed my ass out more than a couple of times, and I appreciate you and the point you made about support. If you want to support me, if you want me to make this show grow and put everything, I can't only do things one way, and that's just the way that I do it. I'm always be open and honest with you. The phone line is always open. I want to build a show around your comments, your questions about current news topics and events, whatever you have on your mind. SoulBrotherKevin.com. All my links are always there. Where you can find the podcast on your favorite podcast app or platform, whether that's iHeart, whether that's the Google Podcasts, Apple's iTunes Store, Spotify. What else is there? I'm on almost everything. TuneIn, Stitcher. All of the information is in the liner notes of this podcast and also at SoulBrotherKevin.com. If you want to support the show, there's several ways that you can do it. You can support me. I'm $ Soul Brother Kevin on Cash App, on Venmo, I'm Soul Brother Kevin, and on PayPal, I'm Soul Brother K. I appreciate it. Patreon is coming soon. I did an episode I'm not going to tell you who's on my first Patreon episode, but I did an interview with someone that, if you know me, connected to me. And also there's links. I did my first official interview as the host of the Soul Brother Kevin. As the host of the SBK show, the podcast. And that's with Tuttle. You remember Tuttle? Well, we hooked up. I did his 500th episode. So all of that information and how you can listen to me on Tuttle's 500th show will be linked in the show notes. Make sure you check that out if you want to hear me in a different light, kind of mixing it up. It was crazy. I don't remember. We had a good time. Patreon coming soon. All of my links to contact me, to call the show. You can send a text message. You can do whatever. You know what? I have so many text messages and so many emails and stuff, and it's all people wanting to know what happened. Well, what happened was budget cuts. What I can't control is what a corporation wants to do. I thank them for everything. They kept food on my plate, made my belly real big. For 20 years, I did radio, and I don't have anything to be ashamed about. I am starting my own podcast. I'm going to work hard to give you a good show, give you quality entertainment, and if I can make your day a little bit better, help you forget about whatever you're doing on the time that you decide to listen, I appreciate that time. You can't have it back. So when you give it to me, I try not to waste it. I try not to bullshit you. And I've never got on the radio and tried to be something I'm not. It's quite opposite. I've always went out of my way and fought to just be me. I appreciate you. I appreciate your support. SoulBrotherKevin.com. Also, don't forget, on iTunes or any platform that you download the show and you consume the show, give me 5 stars. Give me a comment. Doesn't have to be much. Just say great show, like the show, support the show, whatever it is. Give me 5 stars. It's all or nothing. You give me less than 5 stars, you might as well give me no stars. So I appreciate the love that you give me. I appreciate your time and your patience. Fingers.